Right now, on the surface of your skin, in the air you're breathing, even deep inside your body, there is a bustling, invisible world just teeming with life. So today, we're going to step into that hidden reality and meet the tiny powerhouses that really run our planet. And this is just a tiny glimpse of that world. It's a whole universe of little living creatures, constantly interacting, shaping our world in ways we're only just beginning to wrap our heads around. So let's go on a journey together and explore this incredible, microscopic landscape. No, seriously, just think about it for a second. What if you could shrink down, right now, and see what's actually on your desk, or in a single drop of water, or just floating in the air around you? What would you find? That one simple question is where this whole adventure really begins. So, if this world is totally invisible, how in the world do we even know it's there? Well, the truth is, for most of human history, we didn't. It took a little bit of human ingenuity to get our very first peek. It really just comes down to a simple biological limit. Our eyes are incredible, of course, but they just can't see things that are too small. Below a certain size, things just kind of disappear. For centuries, an entire world of life was right under our noses, completely and totally hidden from view. The path to finally seeing them was, well, it was a gradual one. It all started with a simple observation that a curved piece of glass, a lens, could make small things look bigger. This led to simple magnifying glasses. But the real game changer, the big breakthrough, was when we started combining these lenses to create the microscope. And all of a sudden, this window opened, and humanity got to peer into a brand new, hidden universe for the very first time. Okay, so with this incredible new vision, we needed a name, right? We had to call all these tiny creatures we were suddenly seeing something. We had to define this whole new category of life. And the name they came up with is perfectly logical: microorganism, or you can just call them microbes for short. It breaks down really simply: micro, meaning very small, and organism, meaning a living being. That's the key thing to remember. They're just very, very small living things. So what are they exactly? Well, let's meet the main players. Think of this next part as a quick tour of the major families living in this invisible world, starting with, first up, we have algae. Now, if you're thinking of plants, you are absolutely on the right track. Just like plants, these tiny little organisms have chlorophyll, which is that green stuff that lets them make their own food from sunlight. Next up, we've got fungi. A super familiar example is the mold you might find on a piece of old bread. Now, unlike algae, these microbes don't have any chlorophyll. They get their energy from other places. Then there are the protozoa, and this is a really diverse bunch of single-celled creatures. A classic example, one you might have even seen in science class, is the paramecium, which is what you're looking at right here. And of course, bacteria. You've definitely heard of them. They come in all sorts of shapes: little spheres, rods, even tiny spirals. And they are, by far, some of the most abundant life forms on the entire planet. But wait, there's a special case we need to talk about: viruses. They're also microscopic, for sure, but as we're about to see, they play by a completely different set of rules than all the other microbes we just met. And here is that fundamental difference. You see, bacteria, algae, fungi, they're all living cells that can survive and reproduce all on their own. Viruses, on the other hand, they're not even really considered fully cellular. They're more like tiny biological machines that can only spring to life and multiply once they've hijacked the machinery of a living host cell. So, we've met the families, but where do they all live? The short answer to that is, well, pretty much everywhere. I mean, just think about it. They're in the most basic elements: water, soil, and the air. They thrive in the most extreme environments you can possibly imagine, from boiling hot springs to the middle of frozen ice caps. And, of course, they live inside other organisms, including right inside your gut. They are truly the planet's ultimate survivors. Now, I know it's easy to hear words like bacteria and viruses and immediately think of getting sick, but that is such a tiny, tiny part of the story. Most of these microbes aren't just harmless, they're absolutely essential. They are our tiny, powerful helpers. Let's make this personal for a second. Right this moment, trillions of bacteria in your intestines are hard at work, breaking down the food you've eaten and helping your body absorb all the nutrients. You literally couldn't survive without them. And it's not just us they help. Down in the soil, certain bacteria form this incredible partnership with plants. They can take nitrogen right out of the air, something plants can't do on their own, and they fix it, basically turning it into natural fertilizer that helps the plant grow. This relationship is a cornerstone of all agriculture. And let's not forget about our oceans and lakes. Floating around in all that water are countless microalgae, those tiny plant-like microbes we met a minute ago. They're just soaking up sunlight and carbon dioxide, and what they produce as a result, well, it's vital for all of us. Here's the staggering fact. More than half of the oxygen in our atmosphere comes not from rainforests, but from these tiny algae in the water. Go ahead, take a deep breath. Okay, now take another one. One of those breaths you just took was made possible by microbes. How incredible is that?
So here's the big takeaway. The microbial world isn't a world of enemies. It's this complex, powerful, ancient system that supports all the bigger life we can actually see, including us. Sure, some can make us sick, but without the helpful majority, life on Earth as we know it just wouldn't exist.
And that kind of leaves us with one final thought, doesn't it? We lived for thousands of years without even knowing these microscopic powerhouses were driving our planet's systems. And if something so powerful could stay hidden for so long, what else are we missing?